Hello everyone, welcome back. It's Anna here. As you know, I'm on the Cambridge Weight Plan. I've been on it since the 1st of June and I keep this vlog as a way of recording my progress, sharing my experiences and any of the learnings that I'm having through this amazing weight loss program. Please, if you enjoy my videos, then please subscribe, hit notification. I'd love to be able to reach out to as many people as possible to get different perspectives and to really create a community that helps each other and they're really here for one another in this process, whatever diet you're on, because it is quite an emotional journey. So I've mentioned before that in the winter my hair goes on freeze overload. I think you can totally see that today. I'm also recording this at night, so the glare is a little bit in your face. So please bear with me through that. I'm just dealing with the lighting that I have and the reflection in my glasses, but I do need them to see. Let's get to it. Weight loss. So this is week 23. And I guess it had to happen at some point, but I just wasn't expecting it yet because I am on step 1. I have recently gone down to 3 products. I'm enjoying it. I'm still feeling okay. But I feel like the dreaded moment for a plateau has got here. And I say that, and yet maybe it's a bit unfair because what has been my weight loss this week? Well, a plateau would indicate that there's been nothing. And I haven't really had nothing. I have had half a kilo, which is a pound. Weight loss. So actually a pound is not a bad thing. It's just in the scheme of things and how much weight I have been doing since how much weight I have been losing every week since week 1, I've normally lost about a kilo minimum there or thereabouts. The only time I lost about half a kilo was when I went down to step 2 after 12 weeks on the plan, because I went into meals. So this is the first time that I feel like I've had a little bit of a slowdown. But it's forced me to really think about it. I knew that this moment would come sooner or later. I know that I'm being very demanding here, okay? I know that a pound is still a pound. It's a great weight loss. That gives me a total of 37.2 pounds. As always, I haven't calculated, 37.2 kilos. I haven't calculated how much it's in pounds. 37.2 times 2.23 is 82.9. I am literally 0.1, no, that's 82.9, so almost 0.1 from 83 pounds. And if I divide that by 14, it gives me 5.9 stone. So I am literally 0.1 away from my 6 stone target. I don't know which one hurts the most, the fact that I've only lost half a kilo or the fact that I am literally this close from my 6 stone target, so close I can almost taste it, but it hasn't happened yet. And if there is something I have learned is to just have patience, let the body do its thing. Things will come, stick to the plan will deliver for you, your body will adjust to it, you will continue to lose weight. So even though in a way I feel like I wish I would have lost a little bit more, at the same time I'm still getting amazing progress. I am still losing the weight. It's just at a different rate than what I had expected, and I guess what I have realised is forced me to look back in time and to see at my weight loss kind of fluctuations and average. So I always have a bigger slowdown, not the week of my period, but the week before that in kind of the build up to it. So I guess I am having a little bit more water retention. But it really made me think about what would be the things that I really need to focus to make sure that I keep going. Because in the past, I will admit, weight loss slowed down. It had been a plateau or a tiny increase. That had been a big trigger point for me to start to feel a little bit disillusioned with the diets. And I haven't felt disillusion, but I have felt just a little bit disappointed that I hadn't lost as much. Look, I could sit here and try to just give you all of the wonderful positive news, but I also want to be real and let you know that you do have some down moments. And for me, it was that, oh, I've only lost a pound. It's not as much as I wanted. I am on 3 products now, so I was expecting that I would continue to have like 1.5 kilos, 3 pounds weight loss minimum a week. And that hasn't come through. So it's really made me rethink, I guess, and recalibrate where I am. I just have to deal with the fact that your body can't just be losing 3 pounds a week every week constantly. So you will have some moments where things slow down or go at a different rate. The body sorts itself out, so it will do. It's also unrealistic knowing where I am, and it's probably water retention, week, that it will have an impact. And the more I go down, the more likely it is to impact me, because it'll have a bigger impact on how my body works. And then it also made me think about the fact that I equally need to start to disassociate myself from my scales. So of course the scales is a big thing. It is how I'm measuring my progress. It is what I'm tracking, what my ultimate goal is going to be. I have an idea of size, but I'm not quite sure if that's what I will be. I have never been down that way. I'm doing it from a health perspective. So the weight is a big focus point. But there are a lot of other ways in which you can see and you can feel the progress. I've shared many of them before in terms of the reactions from people and what you're getting. But there is also such a big part which is around how you feel. Because, the reactions from people you will always get. So, I've shared the reactions from people at work. That woman, woman, it wasn't actually, but the person that hadn't seen me for a long time, and their reaction to me, how other people around public transport, etc., reacting to me as well, and kind of how people notice you or otherwise. All of that is great. Even this week, I had somebody that hadn't spoken for a long time telling me that they felt that my face had changed so much. They felt that my glasses looked too big for my face. They even said that I looked like the character from Claudia with a Chance of Meatballs, which I had to Google. I didn't know. I don't think we look anything like each other, but I think it's just more the reaction that woman has really oversized glasses, and he felt that my glasses were looking too big for my face. Even my mother mentioned that earlier on over the weekend. So it was interesting to see that reaction. And I think I may have mentioned before that even my earrings are starting to look different because they are more noticeable. I used to wear bigger earrings because I felt that otherwise they wouldn't stand out, and now I'm able to wear smaller earrings and I feel like they're still noticeable, so that's a different thing. But there is the reaction that you get from people, and then there's a reaction that you get yourself to yourself and how you feel about where you are, your weight loss, your progress, etc. Because it gets to a point that you can get all of the external input that you want. If you're not feeling it yourself internally, it's not going to matter, it's not going to make one bit of difference. So I thought, okay, well, despite that, there are a number of things that I have been noticing this week. So I feel like my thighs have gone down versus other times. I'm not going to show you my thighs right now, but I do feel like they have gone down. And what I've put on about a month to a month and a half ago, I had to buy some new trousers for work because I was going down the clothes, and they're already way too big. I cannot wear those at all. So clearly both my waist and my thighs have gone down. My thighs look massive. Those trousers just like have so much room, it's unreal. So that is a noticeable physical difference. The other thing that I've noticed is whilst I've still got a lot of weight to lose around my waist and around my belly, I feel like my waist is starting to go in at the back. I can feel my ribs a lot more. So that's a little bit more novel for me, because that kind of feeling of having the ribs and not having just some rolls that are kind of in the way, cushioning things. It is completely different. So that's been quite interesting, because the scales are not showing it, but I really feel like my waist is going down quite a lot, and that is quite different from how I've been in the past. The other physical difference that I've noticed is I went to buy a new pair of shoes. I needed some boots for the winter to walk my dog, because all of the shoes and the trainers that I had, I felt like I wasn't getting A, the right warmth on my feet, and B, I just didn't feel waterproof. So I went to get some new boots, and went to try a size 7, like I have been wearing for years and years and years, and all of a sudden it was too big. Yes, I have reached that point where my feet are actually smaller. I went down to a size 6. The 6 felt a little bit tighter than I would have liked, but the 7 was just way too big, and I really like these boots, so I've just taken them home. I'm stretching them by wearing double thick socks to walk the dog around the block, and they're already feeling better. So it is a little bit about adjusting. And I've also noticed that I am wearing tighter clothes than I would do before, because the looser clothes now make me feel frumpy and make me feel like I'm back to my starting point, because they look quite loose and there's a certain look about them that just doesn't make me feel good. So I am wearing tighter clothes, which in itself is a big thing. But because they're tighter, they feel different in your body, how you move and the way you notice them. So that takes a little bit of getting used to, but actually the fact that I'm having to get used to that is a great positive sign that the weight loss is working, and it's all adding up, and it's something that I need to just embrace and be happy with, which I am. But we all have our moments. Allow me to have my stroppy moment about my weight. What else? So the shoes, the trousers. Oh, and I've been going through all of my skiing clothes, because as you know, going skiing you may or you may not know, I am going skiing in February. It is a big anniversary for us, so we're celebrating by going back to the place where we met, and I was digging out all of my old skiing clothes. Now, the last time that I went skiing was probably the lowest I've been for the longest of time. So all of my skiing gear is quite tight and quite small. And I will say, still a little bit tight, but I was able to put on my skiing coat, like this feather down thing, and fasten it up. And I can walk with it. And I've actually realised that I love this coat, but I want something that is a bit longer, and I need something that is going to cover my bum and hopefully get down to my knees, so I can feel full body warmth when I'm walking and when I'm going out there. But I am fitting in the coat, and a month ago I couldn't do it up. I had about that much space between the zippers, so that is a significant amount of weight loss. I also had these trousers. I don't know whether they're a 16 or an 18, but they are at least 10 years old. They are again from when I was at my lowest, and a month ago I couldn't pull them past my bum. I tried to pull them up and they just wouldn't get past my hips. And the other day, now they're still not in a fit enough state to wear, but I was able to just about do them up, and they would hold up without popping or breaking or anything like that. So not ready to wear yet, but so much progress in terms of how the clothes and how the body is evolving. So it made me think that, you know what, despite everything, I need to also just allow myself the space to celebrate where I am, because a plateau at this stage, I'm calling it a plateau, but my slowdown is pretty much a sign that my body is losing so much weight that it just needs to have some time to rebalance itself. It may be that the weight on the scales isn't going down, and after spending like 3 days blaming my scales, I've got over that. But the scales are telling me what they need to tell me. But even though that hasn't gone down as much, my body and the volume and the distribution of the body and the fit of the clothes, etc., is still showing progress. So I just need to allow my body to do whatever it needs to do, accept that the weight loss will come at the rate that it needs to come down because the body needs time to adjust. And recognize and just appreciate the progress and continue to focus on all the right things, all of the positivity that I get from doing this, from having a clear plan of action from what I'm doing. I think the other thing that is in my mind around this is that, I've been doing this for nearly 6 months now, and 6 month period of doing something is quite a long time. And it's probably the stage at which routine really settling in. I am still 2 weeks away from going up to step 2 for after the next 2 weeks. So it's almost that second round of 3 months is now a significant amount of time where you get in a certain rhythm and kind of dynamic of doing it. And the novelty wears out. It just becomes part of day to day, especially when you need to do it for as long as I do. So I still will have another 3 to 6 months ahead of me. And I've got nearly 6 months behind me now. So I am doing fantastic in terms of progress, but you do get to a certain routine. And you just have to persevere and keep going through it. Just stick to the plans and the plan will deliver for you. So that's what I need to do. But it's just interesting how the body, and I guess it's how the mind reacts to different things and different sense of expectations, because there is nothing that has changed from before I got weight. I'm still loving the products. I'm enjoying the weight loss progress. I still have a huge amount of energy. I still feel great about myself. I think the compound results of all the weight loss is fantastic. I'm still looking forward to continuing to do it and seeing even more progress. I'm still super motivated. I'm focused on achieving my objectives. I'm still making clear plans from how I'm going to be tackling every day and doing all of the things that I need to do. I just need to accept that the weight loss will happen at the rate that will happen. So that was an interesting thing. And to try to shake myself off my slump, yes, I indulge in some retail therapy. So I thought, okay, I have lost nearly 6 stone. Not quite there yet, but I was going to give myself a treat, because whether it's 6, whether it's 5, it's still a significant amount of weight. I am definitely now over the halfway point, because if I wanted to lose 11 stone in total, that's definitely, I've gone over the past 5.5 stone, so I've definitely reached and gone past the halfway mark. So I thought, you know what, this might be the time for a little celebration and for a little recognition. And yes, I've got clothes because I needed them for work and I'm doing things, but I thought, you know what, I'm just going to have a treat and I'm going to go ahead and do it. So instead of thinking of a treat as food or going out to eat like I may have done or going for a special meal in the past, then I thought, what do I really want? What will feel like a real treat to me? Something really special that will make me feel like I have pampered myself. So, I could give myself a day in the spa, and I clearly need some help with my hair because this frizz situation is something else. But there is something that I'm really enjoying, and it's just coffee. I've always loved coffee. There is something about just the right amount of coffee at the right time, whether it's for breakfast or maybe in the afternoon after lunch. There's like just a certain coffee moment, and if you get the perfect cup, it's just amazing. So, yes, I indulged and bought myself the new Nespresso machine with the bigger capsules that does longer coffees, because right now I am really into Americano and long black coffees. I'm not having milk. Who would have thought that I would get used to drinking coffee without milk and without sugar? For me, 6 months ago, that was unconceivable. It just would not have crossed my mind. But I am really enjoying it, and I bought the machine, and they have some new Christmas flavours, which are cinnamon rolls. Oh my god, cinnamon rolls. So it's one of my favourite baking things, both to make and to eat. So trying to control myself. I'm not eating cinnamon rolls, but I can drink them. So I've bought some cinnamon roll coffee. It has arrived today, and I'm not going to have it now because it's at night time and I will never get any sleep. But I am so looking forward to tomorrow. and having that coffee with me first thing in the morning. I take it with me from home, so I cannot wait for tomorrow's cup of coffee. It feels like it's going to be such a treat. And all of a sudden I felt like, you know what, yes, because it is a big achievement to have lost this amount of weight. It is a big achievement to have gone over the halfway point. And why shouldn't I treat myself to something that I think is really special? Now, I'm not going to be going and making purchases like that every single week, but as a big celebration for both my husband and for me, we've both lost a great amount of weight and we're feeling so much better for it. Then I thought, you know what? We deserve it. So yes, that's that's another way to deal with a plateau, which is to give yourself a little bit of a present and recognition for the weight achieved to date and for the progress made, and just continue to stick to what you're doing that you know that works, and just stick to it every day. So yeah, that is the first time that I've ever dealt with a plateau like that. I guess it's far more positive than what I would have done before, which is to just kind of completely collapse and implode into a whirlwind of self-pity, and then just take it out on myself with food, like a little squirrel just eating away. So, new approaches, new results, new solutions. Plateau, reward, plateau. Stick to the program, and then you'll get the weight loss. And I know I've got it. I've been saying that since day one. If you stick to the plan, you will lose the weight. I have been losing the weight. I still have lost some weight. Half a kilo is half a kilo, well, 600 grams. So, and the beauty of it is that if I'm only a pound away from my 6 stone, you know what that means. Next week, I am losing 6 stone. So the time will come, and I've got 2 weeks to go before I go up to step 2 for 1 week. So it's all about the twos at the moment. So yes, 2 weeks to go before I eat some food. It's great that my husband has been moving through the steps. He's moved up to step 3 this week, and he's just had some potatoes tonight, and he's feeling the what I call a carb coma, of when you first have carbs and it just completely sends you to sleep and like meltdown. He's literally 1 kilo away from his weight loss, 2 pounds away from his weight loss. So he's doing fantastic. I am super jealous in a healthy way. It is great to see. I can't wait to be there myself, but just need to stick to it. But he's been doing that, and because I've seen his meals and I've been cooking and helping him with his meals for step 2, then I already know what I need to do. The funny thing is that, I think I've mentioned this before, we're preparing each other's food, and then when we finish, we just swap plates. So he has the meal and I have his. So in 2 weeks' time, I already know what to do. I used to feel quite worried and scared about eating, but now I feel a bit more prepared because I have been doing that. So let me know if you're interested in knowing what the 200 calories look like. If you want, I can try to take some pictures, or maybe try to take a video of cooking that and what the meal would be like. If you're interested in that type of thing, let me know, because I'm happy to give that a go. Or at least try to take some pictures of what the meals will be, so I can share that, because I do think that because step 1 works, and it works so well, it can make you a little bit apprehensive about food. And I was okay the first time that I went from step 1 into step 2 to go into the ready-made meals that they have. They were great, they were beautiful, I enjoyed them. But this time around, I want to do proper food and try to go through the process of educating myself to eat that, and then to go back to the products. And it doesn't matter, because if there's any food left over now, he's eating, so he can eat whatever and incorporate it into his meal. So I know that it won't go to waste. I feel a bit better, and it helps me to tackle that fear of touching food again, even if it's just for a week, which is there. So you do need to start to think about how to make food back again, reincorporate it as part of your day-to-day life. So something else to think about. Anyway, I will probably stop there. Let me know if there's any specific topics that you want me to cover. Something else I have been thinking about is whether to do a live video for a live Q&A. I don't know if there's enough people that would be interested in that. I was thinking that if you're interested in a Q&A, if you have any questions about the Cambridge weight plan, the diet, the process, anything that is more specific that maybe I haven't covered, is something that I could cover during a live Q&A session. But it just depends. If you have any questions, then send them through, and I'm more than happy to cover them through that or in a different way. So if that's something that you're interested in, then please let me know. If there's something else that you'd like me to cover, to go through, I am more than happy to take that into account. So I will leave it at that. I hope that you have great weeks. I hope that you have great weekends. I hope that you stick to your plans, whatever you're doing, and that it works for you beautifully, and that you're proud of yourself and all of your achievements, because whatever you're doing, as long as you're working on yourself and you're taking care of yourself, it is worth doing no matter what. So all the best, and I'll see you next week. All the best. Bye.